Hi guys, in this lesson I want to explain how you can suspend the resolution to one chord with a sharp 4 diminished chord. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to explain with this is just what this sharp 4 diminished chord is. You probably might already have heard of it, but maybe with another name or something. It's found in quite a few standards and also in quite a few songs and other styles. So for this lesson we're in the key of F all the time, and if I just play the dim chord, so this is an F major 7, well, the 4th degree of F is B flat, and the sharp 4 would then be B, and the dim chord would then be a B diminished chord. I think the way I sort of hear it and the way I try to understand it is that it's a way to get from the 4th degree back to the 1 chord. So if I had to play this in sort of a almost gospel or maybe country like progression, it would be something like this. And then that's sort of my reference for hearing the chord. I like to reduce things to simple progressions, and they're easier to deal with. So that's sort of the basic thing here. Of course, I'm not using it to go from the 4th degree back to the 1, because what I'm doing is that I'm going to put it at the end of a cadence. So you get a whole cadence like a 2-5-1 back to the 1, and then instead of playing the 1, I'll add this diminished chord just as a suspension. And this is something that you can find in some songs already, but you can also just apply it in the middle of a solo as a sort of variation to the chord progression you're playing on. Of course, the people you're playing with need to be a bit awake, and it's not that effective if you're playing with a backing track, but that's the idea. It is something that's done fairly often in jazz, in arrangements, and also just while soloing. Another way to just check out this chord is also to look at some of the songs, some of the standards where it's in, and to name one, well, actually I think I know 2 or 3 that has it just like this, so at the end of a cadence. Maybe the most famous one will be If I Should Lose You. So. It has a longer cadence a bit further in the song. So you get 2-5 to B flat, and instead of the B flat you get this E diminished with a B flat in the bass, and then you get the B flat major 7. The same kind of thing happens if in Got You Under My Skin. And a similar thing is also happening in the second bar of I Remember You and You Do Something to Me. So maybe try and check out those songs just to have an idea. I think when you use stuff like this, it's really nice to have some sort of reference in terms of melody and some examples, just to have the sound of it better. Then it's easy to play, especially because you need to hear it fairly strong when you want to put it sort of at random on top of a progression where it might not already be there. Okay, so the progression that we're working with now, for the examples in the key of F, is a 2-5-1. So this with this B diminished with an F in the bass. The voicing I'm using now is like an E major triad resolving to F major 7. So you have some other notes that are leading towards the F than you would have on on the C7. But the idea is, of course, that you're playing the cadence, and everybody expects, like, okay, we're going back to F, and then you go somewhere else. And that's the idea. The next thing we need to talk about is what scale we can use on it, because that's always interesting. But and we need that for the lines, of course. If we're in the key of F, so if I have an F major scale, let's just start with that. And then I need to alter that scale so that I can fit a B diminished in there. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to raise the G to a G sharp, and I'm going to raise the B flat to a B. And then I have this scale. And that is in fact a harmonic minor. So that's the scale I'm using on it. A thing that's also important to note is that often when you come across this sort of sharp 4 sound in a standard, they're harmonized as a minor 2/5. And in fact, it probably has to do with the fact that we can you can see how closely related it is to A minor. So if you're in the key of F, it's sometimes harmonized as. So you get a B half diminished, E7 flat 9 back to F. That's the case for the song I mentioned. What's it called? I Remember You. So we use that, or at least I use that when I make lines on it, that I'm really thinking, especially E7, and making lines from that, because that sounds nice on the dim sound. Okay, so let's check out some of the lines. Okay, so the first line sounds like this. Yeah, so what's going on? Well, the G minor part is just encircling the root, and actually it's very much like some scale around the triad, the G minor triad, and sort of a similar idea on the C7. But then not because it's C7 altered. It's kind of a similar idea on the C7 on the C sharp minor triad. Okay, so on the diminished chord, first this solo arpeggio, which is basically it's just a dim arpeggio with an added E to it. And then a small scale fragment leading up to the third of F major 7. And since I'm thinking sort of E7 on this, I often add the sharp 9 to my harmonic minor lines. So that kind of comes from that when you have a dominant, then if you have the flat 9, then it's like you're splitting the 9, so you get the flat 9 and the sharp 9 in there. It's not completely sound theoretical, but it usually sounds okay. So that's the first example. Let's look at the second example. Okay, so I start off with open B flat major triad arpeggio. Then I'm sort of have this small scale movement, and the line on the C7 consists of two triads. It's C sharp and F sharp. So C sharp minor and F sharp. And then on the diminished chord, sort of the same kind of movement. On a dim arpeggio, again using the E, and then resolving that to the fifth of the F major 7. Okay, and the last example. Yeah, the last example. So we start off with a line on this stack of fourths, then this sort of fragment, which you could call several things. D minor pentatonic maybe, and the C7 altered line. Again, based around the, actually to me it's based around the C sharp minor triad, and then resolving to this, which kind of is so it's actually an E minor 7 arpeggio, but I think this sound again. E7, and this is a leading note up to the A flat or G sharp, and then down the dim arpeggio, and then resolving that to the fifth of F. So okay, so those were 3 examples of how I might use this. I think in general, I think you when you do stuff like this, it's maybe not so square that you do a whole bar, or that you sort of keep it really strict in the meter. It's probably the kind of thing where you might do it for a few notes and then resolve it or something like this. But to get the sound of it, this is a bit easier to start with. So that's maybe in that way a better way to start. And then later you can always look at like, okay, how can I change that up by only doing it for a few beats, and in any case, along the way, the whole thing about when you change chord becomes more open, more rubbery, where the bar lines are in your solo, and it'll be more depending on the melody and the melodic idea than the bar line, hopefully, anyway. I think if you want to check out people who play like this, Bill Evans is probably a good one to check. He really does this a lot, and Keith Jarrett does it too. And actually, I mean, you can find all the way back to Parker. He'll do it too. It's also just sort of how the melody he was playing would fit in the context. So if he made a melody that was like 5 bars longer, then he would just play that and then resolve later. But that's probably for another lesson to really go into that. In any case, I hope that you can use this, that you have some idea about how this diminished chord is treated when it resolves to the tonic chord, and that you get some ideas for your own lines and to wake up your rhythm section once in a while. If you like the lesson, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my newsletter on my website. Then you'll stay up to date with new lessons and upcoming CDs and stuff. We just released a CD with Trapping, my band, and there's another CD coming in a few months that I did in Spain with Marcos Pin. If you have any comments, then leave them here in the video, or connect with me on Twitter or Google+, Facebook. Ask me there, let me know. If you have suggestions, it would be great to hear what kind of lessons you think are missing, what I could do a lesson on. So yeah, thanks for watching.